Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome to a video talking about the new Exchange SBCs and whether they're worth it. For those who don't know, we've had some new SBCs coming out ranging from 85 overall exchange to 89 overall exchange, where you can exchange your duplicates or just your high rated fodder for some packs. Now, when these first came out, I wasn't overly enthralled by them, but I've given it a bit more time. I've seen a few people open them, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So if you end up finding this video helpful, then please leave a like on it. It supports me, the video, and the channel a whole bunch. Hit that sub button if you're new, but without further ado, let's get into it. Just very quickly before we do start, I do want to say a massive shout out to today's video sponsor and brand new channel partner, and that is West Coast UTD, your home of all things FC24. Whether you want coins, trading advice, foot champs boost, rivals boost, or FC coaching, they're all available. And if at checkout you use code HurstyGames, you will save yourself 5% off your order as well. So thanks to everyone who checks out West Coast UTD, and thanks West Coast UTD for sponsoring this video. Okay, so let's have a quick look at these exchanges. For those who don't know what these are, I'll very quickly go through what it is you have to put in and get. What you put in is obviously quite self-explanatory. An 85 or above rated player, and you get the first pack. An 86 and above, you get the second pack, etc, all the way up to 89 rated. And in return, for an 85, you get 7 players back, 2 rares. 86, you get 11 players back, 4 rares. For an 87, it's 19 players back with 6 rares. 88 is 27 players back with 8 rares. And then 89 gives you a whopping 51 players back with 14 rares. My first worry when this first came out is at no place does it state like a rating or even like a level of card. It doesn't say they have to be gold, but they are gold. So there is that. The only issue I do have, however, still is that there is no guaranteed minimum rating. For this one here, an 85 rated player to get 7 players back with 2 rares, I'm not overly surprised there isn't a minimum because it's only 7 players. It's an 85 rated player, which isn't crazy expensive to get. I'm not overly surprised this doesn't have a minimum. But as we're sort of getting to like an 87 and above, I think it would have been nice to at least like guarantee a certain rating. I was sort of just lurking and going through a couple of live streams and stuff the other day while I was just getting a few things done. And I saw somebody who was like spam opening 87, 88 and 89s. He opened a whole bunch and he opened 3 87 plus ones in a row. So 3 19 player packs in a row, none of which were boards. He opened 3 and the highest he got was Havertz, which is kind of rubbish. Let's be honest. It's a bit terrible. Like, I know it's just one player and it's better than chucking them into like a discard and not really getting anything for them, because the main premise of these, in my opinion, is if you don't have the fodder to go and complete a lot of these big icons and stuff, then it kind of does make a lot of sense for you to actually have somewhere to throw these cards into, because it could be, for example, you don't have loads of fodder, you don't have like enough to make an 87 rated squad to go and complete like a part of best, or you don't really want to do the like 85 by 5s because you don't have like a team of the week, or an 83 by 10 because you don't have a team of all of that kind of stuff. There's loads of reasons as to why you would have to quick sell like a higher rated duplicate. This kind of eliminates that need, and I do like that. I do like that. But I think for 87, 88 and 89 and above, there should be a guaranteed minimum. In my opinion, an 89 and above, you should be guaranteed an 84, 83, 82. I know I just said I saw somebody open 3 of these in a row and get an 82. With a guaranteed at least 82, I would feel like there's a high chance of at least getting a board or something from that pack more often. But overall, I don't think these are terrible. My personal opinion is the 85 one just isn't worth it. I think there's better things to go and chuck an 85 rated player into. If you've got a duplicate 85, there's plenty of like low SBCs that I think an 85 helps. Like this 83 by 5, obviously you do need like an 87 to go into it anyway, but like let's just say it was an 84 rated squad. Throwing an 85 in there just means you need, I think it's 2 less 84s, you can afford 2 more 83s, so that saves you a couple of thousand coins, which is quite helpful. And I think that's better return for your coins. Things like that, essentially. An 81 double, in my opinion, in regards to what you're likely to get back, I'd say is probably more value than a 7-player pack with 2 rares, because yes, you do get 2 rares, you're guaranteed to get 2 rares, just like you are from an 81 double. I just feel like, personally, it's very unlikely you get 281 rated players in this pack because there's no minimum. I've seen packs of this. Again, not many people seem to be doing these ones, which I think is honestly probably about right. But I've seen a lot of these not even giving 80 rated cards. So those 7 players are all below 80 rated, and you can kind of expect that. It's 7 players, 5 non-res and 2 rares is the majority of like a cheap SBC, a repeatable SBC. I'm assuming we're going to get those league SBCs out at some point, with Team of the Year being here, and that's the kind of thing that you'd be like, well, that's most of one of those SBCs done. It kind of helps with the grind, and that's fair enough. The 86, I think, is kind of that middle ground, because 186 rated player for it's almost a prime pack. If you think about it, an 86 rated player gets you almost a 45k pack. That's kind of how I'm looking at that SBC, because obviously a prime pack would be 12 players, 6 rares. So you're not quite there, but an 86 rated player is a lot cheaper than 45,000 coins anyway. So there is that. And that's the way I'm kind of looking at that one. So you could argue that's probably not terrible value for money. I don't know exactly how much an 86 is right now. I'm actually going to very quickly have a look on Footbin and just see what like the cheapest sort of players are going to cost you for each of these to give you a value. So an 85 rated player is 4,000 coins. 4,000 coins for 7 cards. 2 of them are rare. That's not worth it, in my opinion. Non-rares, you can pick up for 350 coins if they're 75 rated. So we'll say 400 coins. So that's 2,000 coins. Rares, you can pick up for 600 coins. That's 3,200 coins. Worst case scenario. That's if you literally got like all 76 rated cards, for example, right? So not great return. You'd have to get like at least a board to kind of come close to it being justifiable. An 86 rated card is 8,000 coins. As I say, this pack is basically 1 player, 2 rares short of a 45k pack. So let's just say it's like a 30,000 coin pack, roughly. I'm throwing a value at it that doesn't exist. You're welcome. 8,000 coins for that isn't terrible. 8.4 to be a bit more accurate isn't terrible. So I would say that that's an okay return if there's nothing else you'd rather throw an 86 into. For me, I've got a lot of icons I'm wanting to complete. So an 86 is far more valuable for me going into Cafu, Best, Zidane, Sauer when she comes out. There's better value for me personally, but it's not a terrible return. 87s are sat at 14 to 15,000 coins, and this is 19 players with 6 rares. So this is where, for me, this one, again, this is a bit of a weird one, because obviously lots of players, plenty of players, still no minimum, but there's not that many rares. It's like a third, and that kind of does carry on with the rest of the trend, because that's just short of a third of the rares, that's just short of a third of the rares, so it kind of does continue with that. 19 and 6, in my head, it just sounds like a bad return. Like 27 and 8 doesn't sound like a great return. I don't know, maybe that's me being picky, but 14 to 15,000 coins, as long as you get, again, a board or 2, or if you're lucky enough to even get like an 85 or an 86, that kind of like, lower end walkout, upper end board, it becomes a bit more value. It becomes okay. But I've just seen 87 ones being really, really pants. So I don't know. Maybe that's based on a little bit of bias. The 88 overall one, 27 players, 8 rares. Doesn't sound too bad, doesn't sound incredible. An 88 rated player is going to set you back about 21,000 coins. So again, 21,000 coins for 27 players, 8 of which are rare. It's just, I don't know. I think it's, for me, again, an 88 I'd rather throw into a different SBC to get something guaranteed back. But the difference is that's 11 players compared to 1, so I don't know. I'm ever so slightly torn on these. I think these are a really good idea. I just think having a minimum rating on these just makes it that little bit better. Even, like I say, even if it's an 83 guaranteed from this, I would just feel a little bit safer putting an 88 into this. Does that make sense? I don't know. But not a terrible return. And for me, an 89 overall, I think this is a really good one. 35,000 coins, which isn't cheap. But for 50 players and 14 rares, like, if you think about it, a 12-player pack, if they were all rares, is a 50k pack, right? So if you had 12 rare players, it's 50,000 coins. 35,000 coins for those 12 rares, plus 2 more rares, and then a bunch of non-rares. it's not bad value. I think personally the 89, I don't think that one's bad at all. So for me, I think this one and the 86 monetarily with the value of fodder, I think are the best value for the prices. The 88 again, I'm a bit middle ground with the 88. The 87 I think is a little bit stinky, and the 85 I don't think is worth it. But yeah, the 89 and the 86 value for coins I think are the best of the bunch personally. So yeah, I think the way I'm going to do these is once I've completed the SBCs I want to complete, any duplicates I get are going to go into these, because I've got a load of packs saved for Team of the Year. I plan on getting to 1250 by the time the full team comes out, and then I'm doing a full send for the drop of the full Team of the Year, which will be live over on Twitch if you guys are interested. Link will obviously be down below. But yeah, I think the Exchange SBCs, I think they've missed the mark ever so slightly, but I think the thought process is very much in the right place. So that's my overall thoughts on these exchanges. The 86 I think is decent value for money. I think the 89 is good value for money. The 88 is okay. The 87 and the 85 for me are ones I'm not privy to. I'm not personally overly big fans of those, but 11 days on them. So that full Team of the Year grind, you will be able to submit X, Y, and Z into these, and hope and pray that you get some good stuff back. And again, with what I'm going to assume is the League SBC rinse repeat stuff coming out, where you have, you know, like Premier League player packs where you've got X amount of rares, X amount of non-rares, you throw players into it, you get those back, and then it kind of starts that grind, because this alone will be able to, you'll be able to complete 4 if there's not many rares needed from them, otherwise 2 or 3 depending on the amount of rares. And again, you know, you get some stuff back by doing all of them. So that's for me, my thought process with these. These will be when I haven't got a high rated SBC to throw a walkout into, I'll chuck them into this. I'll use the non-rares and lower rated rares to then complete the League SBC grind, get more and more packs, and hopefully get myself a blue or 2. That's the hope. But let me know your thoughts on these overall. Let me know if you've tried any and had any luck from them. I've not personally seen anybody pack any Team of the Years or Team of the Year icons from these just yet, but I'm sure there are people out there that have, but I haven't seen that just yet. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on these, and let me know if you think these are worth it. And also leave a like on the video. It supports me, the video, the channel, and everything out a whole bunch. If you have enjoyed this video or found it vaguely helpful, hit the sub button again, that really does help, and comment down below again your thoughts on these. What do you reckon to these SBCs, and will you be completing any? But that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tom, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Take care, guys.